But Dumar used to check on us in school. Dumar used to come to the high school, and he had a relationship with our principal. Like, and the relationship, he knew he's like, who's 5% in here? And they're like, Ronnie, come here. Right? And we'd end up in the office, and then he would bomb us, right? And he's like, well, what's your grades like? I'm like, yeah, like C plus, B minus, whatever. He's like, why? You know what I mean? And I would say, hey, I'm not a strong scholar, right? But then I'm like, I don't know you, Mister, who you? You know what I mean? And then the dialogue, right? And then he would say who he was and why he came to check up on us. It was me and my buddy Sharif, right? And he was the only ones in our school. And then when he came, and he was like, do you understand what you have, old guy, young guy? Do you understand the power that you possess right now? You're squandering it there, young grasshopper. You're letting this, you know what I mean? He can't bomb us like he would bomb an adult because we're children.
Of course.
So he's more or less nurturing where it's like, guys, you're wasting your opportunity.
Peace.
You're wasting your opportunity here. And then what happens is he started just coming to the school every now and then checking on us. Right? And those little like, yo, the God, how do you win school? You don't get challenged in school. Like, this is school. Nah, there was no, I guess no boundaries when it came to like, once they knew, like, yeah, let me. And because he had a relationship with our principal, she would pull him. It's like, yeah, I know you. We go up there. I have two of them right here, right? And guess what? They're not acting right. And they kind of knew who had the influence over you. You mean because of that culture that you're in, especially like in our teen years.
Support systems, that's important.
Well, I mean, he would come in there and he always had like a suit on, right? And you thought like he was somebody else. Like was he an attorney or something? You know what I mean? Like, who is this guy? And then when you got to know him, it was like, oh. And then when you noticed that the relationships that he had with the older guards and he's very he's kind of like the mayor, right? You know what I mean? We would say, I didn't know then he was the national spokesperson.
Yeah.
So in those years, I was in high school from '94 to '98, right? He would come into the school. And he was like, oh, you two come in. And then we would come. And he kind of knew our schedule. Him and Father Bushawn. Because Father Bushawn lived like around the corner. And Father Bushawn, this way he had the dreads. He would come and he's like, yeah, let me talk to y'all. And right after school, we had to build with him. You know what I mean? We got our book bags on. And now come in. Shit. You know what I mean? And we didn't escape that. You know what I mean? And they was just wondering like, hey, so what's next for you? You know what I mean? Are you doing the college thing? You doing me? I was like, I'm full bent on military. And I didn't know Father Bushawn Town was a soldier. So he's like, Ron, are you sure that's what you want? Most people knock it. He's like, are you sure that's what you want? I was like, yeah, college is not for me. He's like, just know what you're getting into. Just know this, know that. And then he was kind of like supportive where others were like, no. Which was like, I guess it was refreshing. You know what I mean? Like, this is what I want. And finally somebody didn't push back. Right. But I didn't know he was from that. A lot of guys you don't know that has a military background. But then I hear the stories of Allah, right? And then you look at how they train us in the military, I'm like, no, that's Army. You know what I mean? You don't have to be like this. I could just walk and you could see it. And what happens is that it's like, who is that right there? You know what I mean? Your ways and actions, and from what I hear, very quiet, not really outspoken. But these are like secondhand accounts, right? But it's like some guys I'm animated. I'm an animated guy. Only in my realm. You know what I mean? Only in my realm. No, most of the time I'm just pretty quiet. But if you find me in the gym or you find me around my buddies, I'm like Hulk Hogan on. You know what I mean? Like, but it's just like that understanding when I saw that, I was like, why are they wasting their time on this? I was like, change the topic. You know what I mean? Change the topic.
If Mecca did this.